We are live.
Okay, I'd like to call this meeting to order, and I believe we do have public comment.
We do. The lady out in the lobby has some questions, I believe.
I think we have 3-minute time limit.
Right.
I don't have any questions at this point. I just wanted to have that option available.
Okay, because this is, what, you won't be able to ask them during the process.
Okay.
At the end, we can, you can, ask your questions. How about that?
Thank
All
you.
right.
Thank you. Do I hear a motion to approve the minutes from March 5th?
So move. Second.
All in favor?
All right.
Motion approved, is approved. So we'll move on to the approval of supplemental absentee ballot application received on March 5th. Motion, Charlie.
Thank you. All right. So in today's meeting, you're looking at a total of 52 civilian, and that's going to include 6 ID exception forms. We had 2 that were spoiled due to witness deficiencies. They were notified with a telephone number that we were given that we were not able to mail out a replacement ballot, that they would have to go on election day. We had 1 return pending cure, and total we only received 18 after the deadline. So in your overall stats from January 19, CIV mailed was 703, returned was 479, military overseas mailed 29, military overseas returned 16, cured letters mailed out were 5, and 2 were returned. So if you want to, this is your first time with the ID exception forms,
Yes.
aren't they? Okay. We'll do those first then. The ID exception form, when it comes in regards to the absentee ballots, they have a series of reasonable impediments as to why they were unable to provide a photocopy of that photo ID. So in order for you as a board to make it count, 1, it has to be a unanimous vote. 2, the voter has to put their name at the top, print, sign at the bottom, and choose one of the reasons here. If they choose option 1, which is unable to make a photocopy, I have to have either a North Carolina driver's license number or the last 4 digits of their social security number. Any other reason does not require an identifier numeric on that. Number 3 is victim of a natural disaster. That's only valid if it's declared 100 days prior to the election from either the governor or the president of the United States. So what you're looking for on the envelopes is the name of the voter reasonably resemble or matches that of the name of the sticker on top, and that they have 2 witnesses. They have to print their name, print their address, and then sign. If they fail to print their name, but I can make the name out from the signature, it's still valid. If they don't give me a city, state, or zip, but we know where the address is, it's still valid. Okay? So that's what y'all are looking for. And there's only 6 today.
So like that, doesn't work.
Well, it would if that's the reason other. And they, she's got you that are notified in, so, but I have that on standby ready to go.
That makes perfect sense.
If you distribute, that's, I'll just distribute. Allergy season.
These are the things that they have. These are some of the neatest printed things I've ever seen.
And I was excited when I got it.
They're so legible. And then that one will need to be passed.
I knew it wouldn't be long.
Sorry.
And then in accordance to the previous board had made in regards to an audit, acceptance of the 10%. So we have 46. So here's 4 on top of your 6. Again, same thing. You're just making sure in regards to the identification that one, it is a valid and acceptable ID, so North Carolina driver's license and or ID or passport. You're making sure that it is not expired, or if it is expired within 1 year, you're making sure that the image is that of a person or can resemble a person. You're also looking to make sure that the name reasonably resembles that on the top sticker of the return document. Just pull forward for you guys.
I'll make the sheets. Did these come from you?
This person's license expired on 2018.
Yes, but they're over the age of 65
Uh-huh.
when it was expired, so,
Okay.
which is one of the exceptions to the ID exceptions in regards to showing a photo ID.
Good question.
I believe she was 86 or 87. when she-
Born in 33.
That's the lady.
33. You weren't even a twinkle.
Yeah.
This came from, right. These are good. Some of these. seen this one.
Okay, that one goes here. And that one goes, I think you've seen
I've seen
those.
that.
Yeah, so that goes,
Actually,
these guys go.
oh, okay. Here you go. But that's the,
Yes, so that is the Gold Star
That's
sample
right.
envelope.
I
So
thought that-
basically, he's been
Right.
vetted through the Secretary of State at the federal and state levels.
Sure. We was black and white, that's why.
Color copies are expensive.
these seen that.
And you just need to see that one. And that will be. Those two. And Elaine, that the question was, the deadline was yesterday at 12 noon to request a second permit.
I thought it was the 14th. Okay, thank you.
You don't want to fight
That
it?
2 minutes.
You don't want to fight it? So in regards to the ID exception forms, I just need a unanimous agreement and or a reason as to why you're not unanimously agreeing. Then I can get them populated into the system for you.
Okay, do I hear a motion?
Unanimously approved.
All
Second.
in favor? All in favor? Aye.
All right, I'll go ahead and make that change.
And at this point, are we ready to move on?
Yes, ma'am. We
Okay.
will, have the staff open the the supplemental absentee so that Judson can start running those and, move on to number six,
Okay.
6.
Okay,
actually.
so while, those are being prepared for the tabulation, we will move to 6th item on our agenda, provisional ballot evaluation by.
Okay, for this election, we've received 105 provisional ballots, which wasn't bad, actually. So, and various reasons that, people voted provisional, we had several that had unreported moves. Quite a number voted an incorrect precinct, so just went to one that they thought was theirs or was convenient. We did have a few that chose to vote the other party, which does happen in primary. And a number, of course, that we could not find any record of registration. Some of those that we couldn't find or had stated that there wasn't record of registration. We did find several of them that had been removed prior, but had no history of, they were removed after 2 federal elections, which is a list maintenance process when somebody's been inactive and they don't vote for a period of time. What we do is we check our records, we check voter search, which is a tool that's used by the state to show whether someone's registered in a different county. Also, we do check DMV records just to see if they made an attempt to register in other places. If they haven't registered in any other place and they come to vote, then that can be considered activating their record again, and so that their provisional would be approved. Because if they voted the party they were registered, which the 3 that I believe we had, 2 did, 1 did not. So those 2 voted the party that they had been registered. Other issues for those that no record of registration that you may see was they attempted to make registration. For some reason, it was deficient. We mailed them a letter. They didn't return the letter, but when they completed the provisional application, that fulfilled the deficiency, and so we should consider them registered so that would be approved. Okay. And then there are a number that had ID issues. There were three that had, chosen that they would return to the Board of Elections by 5 p.m. to go to the canvas, which was last night. We had one coming at 4:45, so they made it. But oddly enough, we had, in the past, I haven't had as much, response to that. They all did come in to provide ID, so that was, taken care of. We do have a number that filled out photo ID exception forms. One that I'm just going to bring to your attention that really took care of itself was the individual had an out-of-state driver's license, where she came in after, you do have a period of time, right, after early voting at 3 p.m. through election day that we can't issue voter ID because we just don't have the time during that time. But on Wednesday, March 5th, we could redo it. And so this individual had an out-of-state license, and she had been registered. It was just a matter of getting an ID that she could use for voting purposes. And so she did come in and got that. That is, I think, that they can. So he is on the exception form, and I just brought it for you. Like I said, cleared up that situation on her own. The other ones that I have, just two I wanted to bring to your attention as you review them. One states no HAVA ID, and so photo ID is different than HAVA ID. This individual came during early voting where you can do same-day registration, and you have to have a photo ID and a HAVA ID. If your driver's license is up to date, has the correct address, that can fulfill both those items. But if your driver's license is not up to date, you would need to provide a HAVA ID, which is an ID that has your name and your current residence, and that HAVA ID needs to be within 6 months. And so the individual here had a photo ID, but did not have a HAVA ID. The person who was checking listed on the photo ID exception form that they had no HAVA ID. I'm not sure if that was the appropriate use of that form, but I'm just bringing that to your attention. Another individual had stated that they did not want to present ID because they did not agree with the ID law. And so there is guidance in the memo that I gave you in regards to that. So, but these are easier to kind of passing around. Charlene had mentioned, it just has the name, their contact information. The reason why they couldn't provide an ID if there wasn't other reasonable impediment, and then they sign at the bottom. On some of those, I could have helped referral that came with the provisional, and it might state why the individual could not provide the ID. There's not a lot of information on some of these, so it's they're not familiar.
You mentioned that a person presented an out-of-state ID,
Yeah.
photo ID,
Mhm.
and that was not accepted because
She had been registered. If she had attempted to register and vote, I believe she came, she didn't come to early voting, but for somebody who had been registered within the last 90 days, they can use an out-of-state license for their ID. But if their registration has been longer than 90 days, then they cannot. And she had been registered a couple of years, so she needed to have some other photo ID.
Right.
So she came in and saw that issue.
I think it's a case of two things to me, but two different things to me for that.
That's what they checked.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, oh, this was the one.
I think it's,
This is 06.
And that's, yeah,
so it's two things being,
being,
right,
I
two
thought-
things that seem different or, and
yeah, there was one here that, well, here they're showing that lost or so. We had one individual that had lost their ID, but they actually had a photo of it. We can't take
Right,
photos, but that was, that's what I thought, maybe that's. They did something. And it might just be that they didn't have photo.
yeah, I think they said that my photo ID's lost, so somebody offered a different one. They offered another one, but it wasn't right.
I didn't have a sheet for it.
Is that 107? The military.
The military is 87. Right there at the bottom. Okay, so it's clear as one for us.
Say to you again. Say that.
Oh, no. There is an 07.
Oh dear, okay. Never mind.
It's got one in there.
Oh, it is. See, yes. Two, yes. Is that the fifth? Try to pull it out. Everybody guess 5.
Good. So this
One. Yes.
So this is what the memo has for guidance on that. And so that's your second paper.
They say that. Should know it.
Yeah. That was how to do with it. I don't know. I can show it.
Just look
So that's guidance for that memo. Is in the
That's
memo.
how I got it.
Yeah, way I tried. So, and it's kind of leads to that paragraph.
And it looks like the last one will be.
129 is one, yes. Okay. Jill Judson, I just need a cover sheet for A4. We didn't do one for A4.
Cover sheet.
Oh, green paper. Oh, well, we just had for acquisition. Don't forget 04.
Charlene.
Charlene. Yes. Okay. So.
Richard Hudson.
Thank you for highlighting the things on here.
Well, I think as we get more used to using the form, our workers, try to see what they can do to help the voter. And so they got this form, but
It helps them.
yeah, I was gonna say that you gotta kind of decide
Pam Thompson.
what's it
The
appropriate.
rest are blank.
Okay, so we have a number of,
You call them out to me.
So
Okay.
what do we do on it?
Trump,
so.
Richard Hudson, Mark Robinson, Sam Page, Glover Agriculture Commissioner, Steve
So we had an
Troxler,
individual that-
Mike Halsey, and the Glover County Commissioners, John Paisley, Ed Priola, and
I
Pam
did try to
Thompson.
reach out to them. They're the older individual, and I think it was a feeling
No
issue.
preference.
So,
At least haven't seen it.
that's,
Michael Morgan,
that's all we have in that worksheet.
Santana DeBerry,
So was there?
Santana DeBerry, okay.
So it's that one.
Keenan Brown,
Okay. This is the individual that
Gail S.
had
Esparza.
ID, and the
Laura
election
Cuban.
judge worked with them to see what they could do. It was just the living situation that they had, it was a temporary situation, and the bail went
No
to the
preference.
parents' home.
Yes,
Michael
that's the
Morgan.
application.
It's a
Rachel
statute.
Hunt, Santana DeBerry,
So,
Natasha
here
Marcus,
again, when you do
Keenan Rumble,
voting and
Gabe
you do the same
Esparza.
registration, you are required to show both father
Laura
and photo ID.
Cook,
So,
yeah, and Donna Van Hook.
Yeah, that's fine.
And this individual stated that, they didn't have they didn't bring photo ID with them, that due to age. They would not be able to. This individual stated that their ID was lost or stolen. And it was one that must have,
Bank machine.
Hmm?
What's that? Bank machine?
I don't know, well,
I heard somebody tell me that
that
the other day that the bank machine.
the acre ID, yeah, no, they just, I don't know if they just presented the wrong type of ID to begin with, but then stated that their ID had been lost or stolen, so that one. Okay, so this is the individual who stated that, they didn't feel that the ID bar, I don't know if I should read what they stated, or, but they, yeah, they
You remember that.
so, that they didn't agree with the ID laws and chose not to show an ID.
So that's one that we could deny as false based on this or approve.
Yeah.
It's up to the board.
It's up to the board.
I move to deny.
It has to be unanimous.
I don't think so. Let me see the minutes. I think
I
that's
should
just
give
a,
you my copy, but
I mean, you can move on. I'll be.
well, basically it's out of our hands because it's the law, right? Is it out
It
of
is
our
a
hands?
state law
It's a
that you
state
have to
law.
provide photo ID when you go to vote. Yeah.
Or
I
having-
mean, this does say much like how disagreeing with the tax laws does not prevent someone from paying their taxes. Accordingly, if the county board finds that other reasonable impediment bears no relationship to the voter's ability to present photo ID, and therefore the form false, then a disapproval of a voter's provisional ballot upon the finding would comply with the law.
Yeah, he just refused.
Yeah, it says the
Yeah.
decision that the form is false must be unanimous and can be only be made after the county board provides the voter notice and opportunity to address the board on any grounds that the county board is considered regarding the falsity of the form.
I'm a homeowner.
Okay, again, let me just read this line, make sure we're clear on this. It says a decision that the form is false, which is basically what we would be saying, must be unanimous and can only be made after the county board provides the voter notice and opportunity to address the board on any grounds that the county board is considering regarding the falsity of the form. Have we done that?
I don't think that's for this particular, that's for some of, if you move on down, then it says a photo ID exception for that identifies as other reasonable impediment that bears no relationship to a voter's ability to present photo ID may be rejected for being false. And that's where, the voter is, for example, the voter was unable to present photo ID because the sky is blue, could be deemed false by the county board.
He just refused to try that.
Yeah, he didn't say that he was.
Trump,
He said I.
Hudson, Falwell, Sam Page, Dingy, Troxler, Marcus, Hardister,
I'll go on the rest of the board
Morrow,
based on that.
Brinier,
So, the-
Freeman,
Unanimous.
Leonard Harrison,
Unanimous. That's not
Joyce, and Pam Thomas.
the next one is that they had applied for a photo ID but had not received it, which is one of the options. Another one that said I applied for a photo ID but had not received it. Oh, this was the one that was lost, but had a picture on his phone, but we can't use that. This one is that the NCDL permit was expired, and that was the other reason. And then this was the out-of-state one that she came and took care of the photo ID. Okay, so that would be,
06S.
689 with the photo ID exception forms that were approved and one that was not. Okay. So with those 9, at this time I have 34 plus those 9, would be 43 of 105 that I approved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's always.
Any questions?
Not a question, but a comment. I know, Dawn, we have some upcoming, Q&As with some of the groups. I think that's something that we need to remind people that if they disagree with that law, they may deny themselves the right to vote by doing that. Because essentially that's what they're doing. Based on this.
Any other questions about provisionals or
063. So 64.
Can I just follow up as I read this?
Sure.
More in detail. If the county board finds that an other reasonable impediment, which is the one that we're discussing, bears no relationship to a voter's ability to present a photo ID, then a disapproval of the voter's provisional ballot upon that finding it complies with law. So there was no relationship to the voter's ability to present the voter. To present.
Supposedly he had it and just refused to show it.
So that's number, we finished item 6. Are we ready to go back to 5?
Yes, and that is what they are currently working on.
So currently we're tabulating the supplemental absentee ballots on the tabulator, and we will eventually sign the 850 tally sheet and the supplemental abstract. No hurry, just do it right.
Oh, I see.
I know.
We have a question.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm very kind. Thank you for your service. I just wanted to point out that the same numbered memo, page 12, and it cites to the rulemaking by the state board, just says that a decision that the form is false must be unanimous and can only be made after the county board provides the voter notice and an opportunity to address the board on any grounds that the county board is considering regarding the falsity of the form. So
Yeah, I brought that
Yeah,
up.
she did. And I was under, I can verify that with the state, but the way we had taken that is that was on if for an ID exception for that they did not have, could not, didn't have an ID for this. But, did have an ID and just refused to present that.
yeah, I agree that the reason could be found false under the state. I completely agree with that. I just think that the state board has required folks, and I know you guys have so much to do and so many voters reach out to, but the state board has required that voters at least be told that that reason is not acceptable and like given the opportunity to be heard on it. You call the state board, I encourage you. I'm just quoting from the memo. You don't have to take my word for anything.
Oh, no, I appreciate it.
I know it's really, really difficult.
That was my question earlier on.
I know Karen reached out to some of the, the majority of the ID exception forms. I'm just not,
I did not for that individual, no. But the ones I did were people who needed to have ID in by 5 p.m. yesterday and didn't necessarily have an exception form. And then there were a couple where, like I said, when it just said photo ID, it didn't have any further explanation. Those were the ones that I reached out to see if they would want to provide a further explanation. But what we get, they presented a ID exception form, so they've had that opportunity to indicate why they didn't have ID. And so pretty much guidance is if it's completed, everything's completed, the board then, will determine whether it's acceptable or not
And if they check one of those impediments, short of being able to challenge somebody that they're saying something is incorrect, you have to accept it. Here again is the other category, and you have to determine, is it an issue of whether they can present or whether they just choose not to.
Yeah, the two paragraphs that follow that statement, both you and I've read, one does deal with whether it's false, you know, literally something is incorrect. And then the following paragraph specifically addresses this because it gives an example of, it compares it to tax law, where I disagree with the tax law, but I still have to pay my taxes.
I would just encourage you to
Wait,
reach out to them.
I would, yeah,
Yeah.
I would reach out, because that, well, she wanted to, she definitely,
We're going to make sure
They're usually good about picking up the phone around.
I'm sorry.
They're usually good about picking up the phone around this time.
yeah.
Yes, so I can.
And we don't
Let me go
hesitate
do
to
that.
call them.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, they're great.
I will run,
Thanks for listening.
Certainly.
You want us to hold?
no, no, y'all go ahead.
Okay.
If you would like them to go ahead and start, let's get the
I'm
absentee.
still working
Yeah,
on getting
and
everything
then they can
organized,
start
so-
opening up
Yeah.
the, and I'll run downstairs and. I'm gonna put-
But
That's,
You gonna take care of this thing?
I am. Keys.
And we will address this in our public forums, however it's determined.
okay.
We're just playing this one because
We've been there, done
we're good
that.
friends.
Up here, it says. Okay. The decision that the form is false was unanimous and can be any made and advised. The further notice opportunity to address the board on any grounds that the category might be this word right here. On any grounds, and then it gives you two types. One is when
Stein,
we're just determining they had an ID or
Rachel.
and for some reason, it was accepted. They didn't have an ID, but they had a reason. Explanation why. And this one identifies other reasonable impediments.
Race Green,
And it particularly addresses this one.
gave the
And
stairs.
so, accordingly, if the board finds that
I can
if
get
there's no relationship,
Allison
but there's
Riggs
ability,
and Jonathan.
but it may go back to this word right here.
Biden,
It says,
Stein,
provides for to address the board on any ground.
Wheeler,
So that
Green,
can open it up to-
as far as the Riggs and Van Hook. Carolyn, you'll just verify.
Not only, that's a great job.
You gotta have a PhD in order to understand the law.
And people always tell me I'm too little.
It's good.
You are. Any grounds. He is a lawyer.
Yeah, she wanted you to open.
Let me go see if he's got.
Well, he's got them because they're using them.
Yeah, he made them.
Yeah, I think he
For
has.
those,
No, he's got a separate set.
for these,
Mhm.
okay.
Oh, yeah.
And then it still
Ready
doesn't
made.
tell you what you want.
And you got them in precinct order?
I do,
Oh, great.
so, and there's like just one for some precinct. Just hand you. Now there, yeah, so those that voted incorrect precinct
So put the
have to go
correct.
into the correct precinct.
So this
and
is the correct.
precinct is
It's
on the
on the
upper
envelope.
left of the envelope.
3, C.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody got one for 01?
This is O2.
So no 01.
Yeah, that's right.
So no one-
That's where mine.
Do you have an O2?
I don't have an 02.
Here's an O3N.
Does he have some more green paper, Karen?
Since we need one for O2.
I need a 03C.
And a O3. We
I need
another one.
03C.
Did he not?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Let me get.
You can change this one, Karen.
Well, this is,
We don't have a
all right, that's the only one for O3N according to this. There's O3N.
Mhm. But this one comes before it.
So you needed it too.
Mhm. There's 02.
I'm looking for.
You want to change this one, Karen? But hold it because it ain't there yet.
It's too empty. I think. Oh,
That one's empty.
this one empty.
You have O2 right
I
there.
do. I know.
But you got O1
I
on it.
know. And I just realized when it's there.
So which one?
It is
So
O2.
which one is it?
It's
then?
O2.
It is
It's
O2. And that's why I've been looking to change here.
Okay, this one is O3N because that's what the envelope said.
I got an 03C.
So-
will you change that to 03C? Because we don't have an 01.
Oh, wait a minute.
Hold on.
See, this, it gets,
You can have this. Hold on.
Yeah, because the envelope says one thing.
Well, you gotta go with what's on the envelope.
That's
Yeah.
what I did.
Mhm.
So that's what she says. That's what this is right there. It's on the
So
envelope.
this one is 02.
Wait a minute. This is go to
How do you
O2.
know those two?
yeah, so you need to, that's where we need to cross it off. So he
You
knows
got this behind
when he
O3.
gets.
It is O3.
So that's
That's
02.
O3. That's a
Now I
W.
need 03C.
Okay.
O3W.
And that's O3C.
I know,
Some
that's where you
paper.
voted, but I'm not sure that's where it goes. That's here.
Hold on.
Okay.
We got
And
too
then,
many.
and the, yeah.
It's debatable.
Provisionals are, now, it's on the back of the envelope.
I know, but is this a W or an N?
That's it.
Yeah.
This is 03.
So don't
03N.
take that away.
This is 03N. Got an 03N.
Right here.
This is 03N.
Even though you had it.
Yeah.
Okay, put W back then.
Because they went and voted in one precinct, but they didn't.
Okay. All right. You open that one?
I have no idea. Never mind.
Yeah.
It's too empty.
So let's see.
This one's over these. Okay, so these are all O3SE, but 3 of them voted in different precincts.
Okay. So they're all
Okay,
three the
so
same.
when you
Open
open
it
it
up.
up,
All three the same.
Agree, I see.
On the back.
where it's supposed to go.
And you gotta write
You have to write it on.
Okay.
She did. She did.
Here.
Oh, that was the one that.
And she said, write it on the back. Where do you want that?
It goes right here. Mark that out.
You put O3SE.
And then over here, write O3SE. Over here. O3SE.
Is this the one that's open?
Yeah. That's the same thing.
Okay. And this is all O3SE.
Not really. So cross, yeah.
There you go.
All right, that's 3 of them. And there's one more.
Three correct. Three correct.
Yes.
Just 3.
Well, this one doesn't have anything in it. Okay.
Okay. So this is, all these are O3SN. And it looks like there's a couple that voted out of precinct. Yeah, this is, that shouldn't be going in. So this is,
She said this is O3SE.
O3SM.
This one has O3SE.
Mine does too.
I found the green sheet.
It's right here.
How many of those does it have?
4.
I'm going to get back, I'll run down and take the sheet. And then when I do the canvas, we'll have all the good numbers. We can check them out.
that's it for you. These two are 04, who voted out of precinct.
Four.
Yeah, well, one voted out of precinct, so make sure.
Yeah.
It's gonna-
I like it.
Can I see that one that we were talking about?
This one's gonna be wrong.
This one's going to be O3.
Okay.
This is better.
Yeah, just, yeah,
Mhm.
because it's a little bit more
Confusing.
involved. Yeah, so these are 05. Okay.
We need to find out.
It's over there.
I got it.
Just trying to find it.
The word these are 07, and they should all say 07.
That'd be a good thing.
Yeah, so this is actually.
That says 07. It should say 07.
Yeah.
It is a book.
I get here in a book. I like it. You got a book.
Oh,
Oh, seven.
07, 07,
They're always,
07, all 07.
there's three.
There's three.
Correct, Karen? Three.
There's three.
And then these are 08, that one
Oh,
voted
wait,
out
and
of 08 and one voted out of precinct. And then you can actually read the what you use those values to control those.
two, correct, Karen?
That one voted out of precinct.
Right. That's good.
That one's good.
This is 08S, they both voted out of precinct.
Okay. Oh, yes. I done forgot one more.
Oh, wait, yes.
Come on here, Brandon. Yes, it does. Didn't say
09 in.
09.
Yes. I need it. You got any more paper, Charlene?
Hmm?
Got any more green sheets?
Yeah.
I need a 09 in.
Green sheet.
Mm-hmm.
These are 10 in. And then, yeah. Then that one was early voting, so it will be
10 in.
marked as 10 in.
I'm out of green paper.
Careful, I turn it.
Mm-hmm.
10 in.
No. But you can't print it in
No,
there.
I know.
We miss some.
Good. Can you write 10 in on there?
Yes, we may say.
Yes. Don't put these conditional things in this. Could actually.
She put the more paper, yeah. Yeah.
10 is one, and that's incorrect.
Yeah, I think more of this paragraph. I mean,
Can you write 10 this one?
Yep.
Yes, ma'am.
I think they're giving us the guidance with this.
This is 1004, it's again, we need to write the precinct. These are 11, one was incorrect precinct.
What precinct was this?
11.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't hear it. I have the hardest time with these things.
It's the next page.
Mhm.
I'll make a mental note of that.
Okay. 12E. That's 124, it's incorrect precinct.
125 and one is incorrect precinct. Some of the blue is 125. 125. One 26 incorrect precinct. One 27 incorrect precinct.
Stop. All right, thank you for.
One 28, one is incorrect precinct. The key here is making that one's disagreement with the that they not.
Then the help desk ticket and called.
Need 09 in.
Okay, so what did you need me to explain?
We have an overvote on one of the contests.
Okay, did the
Like what the circumstances are when something.
right, okay. So what we'll do in this case is, the board, y'all, okay, y'all will look at it. If you agree that it's an overvote, we will duplicate the ballot with everything at that race. Okay,
Can you define overvote?
overvote is, where it says vote for one and, or if they voted for two, or if it's vote for three and they voted, or it might be that it's a mark.
A stray mark.
And, you know, and y'all can verify who the intended candidate was that this person wanted to vote for. If y'all agree on that, you know, I didn't look at the ballot, so I don't know if it looked like they had marked out.
It looks like they marked one
So whatever
29.
y'all agree on, it's the board. So are y'all all then in agreement that this person is to vote for? Okay, all right, so we will duplicate this ballot.
Which one is it?
It is the Republican ballot.
She's got
Do you want them asking questions during this time? Or should we?
Yeah, they
Okay, I'll let you.
I just want to ask if you could speak up a little
Oh,
bit.
okay.
It's really getting harder to hear back here. Thank you.
Okay, would y'all like to? I told her to to check on the email, and I told her they called. they couldn't get-
We've been dissecting the language here ourselves.
See, that's the thing, it's just, you know, that's why we're glad to have an attorney on staff.
MC governor.
Now, and it's
Jail
like I
or
was saying,
jail.
it kind of seems like I dug into the actual
And you see
language of the
Lieutenant Governor
code versus
Seth
statute, and
Woodall.
they're not exactly the same, and then the guidance is, they're slightly different.
It does look like.
MC auditor,
I do think
Dave
they're
Boyd,
probably gonna miss their chance to be heard.
MC
but it
Commissioner of
kinda seems
Agriculture, Steve Trucks.
They're all over the place talking out of two
MC
sides of their
Commissioner
mouth.
of Insurance, Mike Crosby.
Not yet. There's
MC
certain lines,
Commissioner of Labor, John Hardy.
they obviously give us an example to guide. And it says nothing about one's disagreement with or objection will actually prevents the voter.
Well, I think in this instance,
MC Superintendent of Public.
everybody in
Instruction.
South Carolina, and, you know, we just, Karen did a great job on
Oh, yeah.
notifying the people. I think we just interpreted that different than maybe the intended. And we'll get it.
Judge
Yeah.
seat
Oh, yeah.
15,
We'll,
Chris Freeman,
however we're guided, we will do.
Alamance County Board of Commissioners, Barry Joyce, Pamela Tyler Thompson, Ryan Bowden. And the bell.
It's this.
So Dawn, you made the call to the state,
And I also additionally put in a help desk ticket as well.
okay, and we have not yet heard from them.
I'm keeping an eye on my emails. Hopefully they'll get back to us quick. That's why I said ASAP.
I wonder how many have the vote.
That's probably why they.
You're ready to run?
Mhm.
Finished their absentee.
Yes, absentee supplementals have been completed and run, numbers all match.
So if we don't hear back from them in a timely manner, maybe do we hold this in to address? Well, we have to, because we had a vote.
Right,
We need
now,
to.
we will have to have it resolved by, by the time y'all finalize canvas, because we can't.
Okay,
finalize
so,
canvas.
yeah, so,
So hope,
so I think we're in agreement that our vote depends on how this is resolved. And that we, that not to say the vote's going to change, but it could be that we offer the person that opportunity to speak. We want to go right ahead.
I'm assuming since the deadline, they would have had to speak. If this is the way, we do not provide them that opportunity, I would have to overrule your first.
Right, that's
statement.
so we don't have time to bring them back in to bring them.
No, because it has to be done, completed today. while he is doing that, this, is the zero report from actually election night that you need to sign in the detailed results from election night. That, y'all just sign the last page on each one of them. This is just showing all zeros where we started. And then the end results here.
And the same thing.
And
for
the same
supplement.
thing, this is the zero report where he run the supplementals. And then the detailed results from the supplementals.
He's getting the shoot. Oh, she's good to get the sheet.
The number sheet.
Yeah, the first one had wait for her to verify. Or something. Everyone they want.
Yeah.
So people do that.
Yes. Mhm. So they can sign. She gonna do it.
Yes.
See why they.
Here she comes.
Lord, we're so few words.
Well, I was waiting.
So who is this one?
Oh,
two.
One for two, one for the receipt.
Yes, okay.
Transact. Now we will continue as we had. This is 03M.
And initially, that was a different memo as well, the one about, notifying the voter, then the one about, what y'all based your decision on. They were two separate memos, so,
I'm not sure I understand it.
okay, the memo stating that, the part about the law in the sky, that type of thing, that was from memo 2023-03. And then the memo where it said you needed to notify the voter was 20. Right here. Carolyn, what is it, 2024? What was
The one that we just looked up, 2023-03.
three, but the other one was 2024. Did she not print?
So are you saying that these were combined for the purpose of sharing with us?
February 21st.
Right. No. I might be
One,
wrong
guess,
on
what-
that,
what
excuse
we
me.
have noted, March
Yeah, this is the
2023.
one she, yeah, the number.
Says it's updated on
February
February 23rd, 2024.
You need to know the 2024.
Yes, that's the one that had the,
And it may be
Did she have
combined
it?
on here, I'm not sure.
Yeah. what was that? I'm
But
sorry.
that may also resolve the issue
I think it's.
Yeah.
if they realize this situation, to provide additional guidelines.
The thing is, yeah,
Very
because when,
helpful.
because when it says the decision of performance falls must be unanimous and can only be
Yeah.
unanimous
That's
on any ground.
Yeah, I was reading. Well,
Okay. All right. 12 to 13, page 12 to 13, and 2023 04. So,
This is 2023.
she said
This
it was.
is 12. But
Well, that's what she said she was reading from, didn't she?
this says it's from March 2023. I don't know if they're saying we just didn't issue another number. I guess that's what we can take away from this.
Right here.
Maybe we can just amend this memo
They, did- they, and
without changing.
the twins numbered memo, they did update that one, but then they also, 2024 is where she's reading the part about notify. That's it.
That's not updated.
So can we see that? I will, let's see. I'm on.
Okay, that's the updated memo.
We got rid of only and any.
Well, see, this one is for photo ID and in-person voting. This numbered memo is about provisionals and canvass procedures. This one is about photo ID and in-person voting. So they're actually two different memos.
Very curious.
Yes. So that's the one she was reading. Is this on page 13?
Yeah, the one that you gave us is where she was. Right.
He's reading from this new one.
And it's also, it's on page 13 as well, but right here.
Sounds like the same words I got right here.
Well, and it could be, because a lot of the stuff, the procedures, are the same for photo ID exception forms.
This is the line that, this is the wording that makes me think that it is in the decision for response must be unanimous and can only be made after county board provides voting notice opportunity to address the board on any grounds that the county board is considering part of the falsity of any. And so that would mean any.
Yeah, but what's this up here, above here? I'm asking the voter ID exception form. That's not what we're doing, with, right? He's flat out refusing. He's flat out refusing to participate. That's it.
Actually, they.
But then they say, make it conditional and say may be rejected as false.
Well, that's giving us the guideline, whether we want to or not. Giving us the.
And then later on, again, it says nothing about one's disagreement with or objection to a law actually prevents the voter from complying with the law. But the question is, not that. I think the question is, should we have given him the ability to appear before us?
And that's what I'm
the
attempting
new,
to find out. Yes,
the
ma'am.
new memo actually has underlined before the county board makes a final determination that the form is false and disproves the vote, they must be given notice and opportunity to address the board. So I think this update that I guess they didn't give us sort of makes that issue clear
So
to me that they
if
gotta be heard.
if that's the ruling, then we overrule our previous vote and we accept it because we didn't provide them with the opportunity to speak.
Okay.
I think that's just how it's gonna have to be, since the canvas has to be done.
So we just, it's a learning lesson. So before we learned that any grounds,
Any grade.
any ground, that's just our interpretation
Right. And
based on if we get notice in time.
Which that's
so would y'all,
another element.
do y'all want to, go ahead since they're running the ballots? And,
Just keep on going.
no, I mean, do y'all want to move ahead? Yes.
I think we have to,
Have
based
y'all
on
made a
them not
decision?
getting notice.
It's 11:23.
going.
Do we? So I'm
We
gonna,
can try
I'll
to
bring
read
Kevin and I, obviously, based on different of this, which obviously there were many. The statement that says a decision in the form is false must be unanimous and can only be made after the county board provides the voter notice opportunity to address the board on any grounds. So considering the next two paragraphs provide two different sets of grounds that we would consider regarding the falsity of the form.
What's the two grounds?
Well, one is that initial paragraph talks about if there's, when people fill out the form and they say they can't provide the ID because it's been, or they've applied for one, but they haven't received it yet. Those types of situations versus a type of situation such as the one under discussion about someone disagreeing with the law. So they put that on there. And we agree, I think, that nothing about their disagreement with or objection to the law actually prevents them from complying with the law. But we did not provide them with the opportunity to address the board on any grounds that we might consider regarding the falsity of form. So we're not saying that they.
We're not
we're
saying
saying
that it is
Yeah.
that their excuse really was legitimate in terms of
Yeah.
their false.
We're-
It is not.
But since
Not
they
whether.
But we,
since they did not get
they did not get the opportunity to present it before the board, before we have to finalize this, that we overrule our previous vote and accept it on the basis that we did not provide them a chance to speak.
Because I imagine that is why they issued an update.
Yes, and the
in February
update
of
underlines,
2024, because that specifically underlines the state's requirement.
yes,
Because I imagine the update was based on confusion from
About this.
2022.
Do we have that, request for an exception? I mean, do we have the actual form?
Karen.
The
I'd like to see it
exception form,
again.
yes, she does.
I think it's this one.
For that one, yeah.
I know what you're gonna say, go ahead, say it.
Well, the language is, I decline to participate.
And I agree.
Now, when you say I decline to participate, that's different than asking for an exception.
Well, the way that it's written, the guidance is basically anything under any of those checkboxes anywhere on that form is, they have the ability to
Come
get
here.
notice
present your
and
case.
present their case as to whether it's actually true or false, even though we are allowed to essentially determine an initial impression. They have the right to notice to be here, and I think probably because of what happened in the previous election, they issued an updated memo that actually like specifically underlines that. So there's not any confusion about it.
But nobody is denying that they had the ability to present their photo ID, but chose not to do it for, it could have been a religious reason. They chose to do it and make a political statement, basically. We're not denying that. We're just saying that part of this is that we did not provide them the opportunity to come before us and present their case. And we would have said to them, but according to the law, this is the ruling. So keep in mind, we're not saying that we would,
Right.
we're just saying that we should have given the opportunity, we didn't, and that won't happen again.
Yeah, we're bound by the process
Yes.
provision.
Yes,
Correct.
yes.
It's a procedural issue, really.
So
I think if they were to show up and say the same thing,
then we would read this
then
part
we
of the
have
law
the
too.
determination that procedurally, kind of stuff where.
So do I hear a motion to, I don't know the word used, not veto, a motion to, change our vote previously based on, our new, realization that they weren't provided the opportunity to come before the board to speak.
Yes.
Thank you. Second, all in favor? Aye. Duly noted.
Karen. This one will be counted now.
And I think we'll need to figure out at some point how we address that, this
Normally, this is the only time, well, I've not been here that long. This is the only time that I know of where that didn't happen, and I think this is just an exception. To Karen does an excellent job.
I don't
She
know
does.
how the sausage is made on that Sunday, but.
Karen does.
In this instance, had we know she would have attempted to call him, and she could not have made, email him or send a certified letter, because we are in a short time frame for them to, receive notice.
So I think I'll look back at it before we adjourn, but I think there's actually like how they have to be contacted is in the minutes reading.
I trust that that's always
By
done.
Well,
mail.
This
and-
is our
and by
second
some other
election that we've
means.
had this form, and last election, everything was very clear cut. And so, like I said, moving forward, we have this form and, so I think too, I'm training, like I said, it needs to be a photo ID issue, not a HAVA ID. There's certain tweaks that.
And the law changes frequently.
And the administrative guidance.
Right, the administrative guidance
Which I think
does
that's-
also.
that's kind of-
So,
And sometimes it's clear and sometimes it's not clear.
here's my,
We're still gonna wait, for the future, we will, wait for, guidance from the state on this, but being as we did not give the voter notice to come to present this case to the board, state, stated to overturn it. Can't do so. Okay?
If I could just say a word, I just want to thank y'all for your close consideration. You're not the only board, and this is not the only staff that's happened. We are seeing these issues across the state, and it's compounded by the fact that county boards of elections are so underfunded. Staff's not getting paid enough, there's not enough staff, and the requirements being put on county boards is just compounding every election. It's more requirements, more complicated, more changes. So I just want to point out that it's not unique to Alliance County. We're seeing this across one of the reasons that I'm here today, and that we're hoping to advocate for some more resources, more staff to help administer these really complicated new rules.
And I have to say, the director, the whole staff, whenever we get a request, I just had a request from another group about doing a public Q&A. Dawn goes out, Charlene goes out, and I've never had them say, we can't do this. They go out, they do Q&As, and so this, will help us when we go out to answer questions, because it really tells them.
There's also no evidence this voter isn't who he says he is. There's no evidence he's not.
Yeah.
His vote would have counted. This happened 2 years ago. So.
Is that another one that needs you to do?
Thank you for bringing it to our attention.
There?
Yeah.
There.
Okay.
These two ballots would just need to be duplicated. They're two stray marks. You can obviously, it's right here. It doesn't take much. And then, you can't hardly see them,
But the computer can.
where is it? Well, I think you can't see it. We will, she will process these and we'll give them back to you to duplicate.
Second one there looks like they tried really hard to not fill in the circle. A little bit outside the circle.
Overturn. Sorry.
The summary sheet and then this
Overturn
one
cannot come in my.
about provisional voters, provisional voting reason.
Yes.
Without more detail.
What they can do.
Okay.
And they can do the other one. That way we can-
Ready. Trump. Richard Hudson. Mark Robinson. John.
Put Gary to work.
Yeah.
You said O'Neill.
Jeff Tart.
Presidential preference, Donald J.
Tart.
Trump.
Steve Troxler.
U.S. House of Representatives, District 9, Richard Hudson.
Mike Causey.
NC Governor, Bill
Chuck
Bryant.
Stanley. Chad Brown.
NC Lieutenant Governor, Sam
Catherine
Page.
Truitt.
NC Auditor,
Brent Reiner.
Jeff Tart.
Hunter Murphy.
NC Commissioner of Agriculture,
Paisley.
Steve Troxler.
Pam Thompson. Ryan
NC
Beck.
Commissioner of Insurance, C. Robert Brawley. NC Commissioner of Labor, Travis
Hudson.
Wilson.
Robinson, O'Neill, Tart,
NC
Troxler,
Secretary of
Causey,
State,
Stanley,
Chad
Brown, Truitt, Reiner, Murphy,
NC
John
Superintendent
Paisley,
of
Pam
Construction,
Thompson, Ryan
Anthony
Bowden.
Cruz. NC Treasurer, Richard Johnson. NC Court of Appeals Judge, seat 15, Hunter Murphy.
Yes, I did.
Alamance County Board of Commissioners, Barry Joyce, John Paisley Jr.,
Murphy, Paisley.
Pamela Tyler Thompson. End of ballot.
You got all the absentees.
Hmm?
Did you put the absentees in the bag yet?
Not yet, no. I was gonna put them with the provisions. But of course you can. Here, I'm still.
Those are your two duplicated.
Oh, sure. Total 3, and overall total of, let's see, 43. But yeah. Yes, I did right.
Sure, supplementals.
And you're at 40.
No, that's- Yeah, no, it's still, yeah.
Alrighty. Yes.
Yes, Ken. If y'all would like to be completing the supplemental absentee abstract, you want to call and I'll get your ruler.
Start with the actual rates or the total up top.
Let me glance over. So he's gonna start.
Yeah, he'll just start,
yes.
That's correct.
Okay.
All right. Democratic presidential preference, Joseph R. Biden Jr. 20. No preference 2.
Yeah, just on the back. Just sign on the back.
Democratic NC governor,
Hold on a second.
That's the 010. No, I think it's like that change where they sit down.
Okay.
Which is
Gary Fox 2. Michael R. Morgan 5. Josh Stein 14. Marcus W. Williams 0. Sherelle Booker 1. Democratic Lieutenant Governor Rachel Hunt 17. Mark Beach Robinson 3. Ben Clark 2. Democrat NC Attorney General Satina DeBerry 11. Tim Dunn 2. Jeff Jackson 9. Democratic NC Commissioner Insurance Natasha Marcus 18. David Wheeler 4. Democratic Superintendent of Construction CRP Eddings 6. Maurice Mo Green 12. Keenan Crumble 4. Democratic NC Treasurer Dave Esparza 11. Wesley Harris 10. Democratic Supreme Court Associate Justice Allison Riggs 15. Laura Christine Covage 7. Democratic State Senate District 25, Donna Van Hook 17, John Coleman 5. Libertarian presidential preference, zeros for everyone.
Okay.
I haven't read anything yet.
Okay.
Libertarian MC governor, 0 and 0. Republican presidential preference.
Okay.
Ron DeSantis, 0. Nikki Haley, 11. Asa Hutchinson, 0. Vivek Ramaswamy, 0. Donald J. Trump, 18. Ryan Binkley, 0. Chris Christie, 1. No preference, 0.
Okay.
U.S. House, District 9, Richard Hudson, 20. Troy L. Farazan, 9. NC Governor, Republican Bill R. Folwell, 10. Bill Graham, 4. Mark Robinson, 16. Republican Lieutenant Governor, Rivera Dalpit, 0. Jeffrey Elmore, 0. Marlenas Hernandez Novoa, 1. Alan Mashburn, 0. Jim O'Neill, 5. Sam Page, 11. Ernest T. Reeves, 1. Hal Weatherman, 3. Seth Woodall, 3. Deanna Ballard, 4. Peter Boykin, 0. Republican NC Auditor, Charles Dingy, 4. Jim McKee, 4. Anthony Wayne, Tony Street, 0. Jeff Tart, 3. Dave Boliak, 9. Jack Clark, 7. Republican Commissioner Agriculture, Colby Bear Hammonds, 3. Steve Troxler, 26. Republican for Commissioner Insurance, Andrew Marcus, 6. C. Robert Brawley, 0. Mike Causey, 23. Republican Commissioner of Labor, Luke Farley, 3. John Hardister, 16. Chuck Stanley, 4. Travis J. Wilson, 4. Republican Secretary of State, Jesse Thomas, 13. Christine E. Villaverde, 3. Chad Brown, 9. Republican Superintendent of Public Instruction, Michelle Morrow, 13. Catherine Truitt, 13. Republican NC Treasurer, AJ Dowd. Rachel Johnson, Mr. Dowd, 3.
Okay.
Rachel Johnson, 9. Brad Briner, 14. Republican Court of Appeals, Chris Freeman, 20. Hunter Murphy, 3. And Republican Board of Commissioners, Leonard Harrison, 12. Barry Joyce, 6. John Paisley Jr., 7. Ed Priola, 15. Pamela Tyler Thompson, 18. Ryan Bowden, 14. And that is what that is.
Go ahead and sign.
Yeah, you can go ahead and then, if y'all two will sign, those are the results for provisional, to sign that and the last page here. And I think they, yes, and then these are the zero. And sign the last pages here as well.
Look at you, sign that, and just pass it. I'll pass it around. Just throw this away.
One more signature. This is yours.
This was updated, right? with that?
Yes, it was.
Picture's long.
And as soon as Judson prints our papers, we're ready to finalize. Just read the tapes and
Okay.
check on the notes and stuff. They got a bit unruly. So, Elaine has to initial the. Oh, okay, you want to give those to her to initial? Yeah, I'll let you, I was just gonna get the sheets for you, and then y'all two maybe can do the tapes and they can read the. Yes. Here, did you put yourself? Did you? I did it.
This is just a question for me. Why is this one slightly different?
It's an
Okay,
yeah, we thought it.
Oh,
You're just
yeah.
using
Waiting
a
on
lot.
Justin's
Okay.
final print,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So we have to. Justin's gonna print out the official results tape. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna verify that the number that he has on his sheet matches the number that they're gonna call.
No, y'all will call and they're gonna look. The number that's on the tape is what we reported.
And that's not.
And so that should match what's in.
Right.
Okay.
And also what he has on his printout.
Gotcha.
Yes. Y'all have that? Soon as Judson gets his papers, we will start.
It's telling me something weird about this USB. So I'm feeling bad momentarily. Give me a second.
Okay.
There.
Was between on election night, or he got saw.
Something that I can put in there.
Okay, but
So
you
now it'll
need
be easier to
tape.
type. I don't know why.
I'm trying to get it where you can actually read it.
It is what it is.
Right. So,
Just have it. So this has- what has matched? Then I found those two different-
I thought y'all did them. Oh,
Well, we
you
used to
can
do
definitely
that,
combine.
but I told her that, I said, don't read that. Combine.
Sorry, I accidentally changed your back. Give me a second. Let me get the display.
Getting warm.
Are you getting more?
No, I'm just getting close to the end of the.
Well,
year.
that's the approved stack.
Practice for soon,
The thing is, we initially
That's okay. I'll say that now. I might change my
November,
mind.
you might want to. Just bring them all. No, that's what you print.
I got three more. You said you need the first page of each.
Yeah, but go ahead and print off.
About the
Oh,
whole thing.
yeah, and I'll just take it as it prints. It'll take,
Do you need another copy of the level one too?
you can do that later. Yeah.
So you just need the recent. Cut off.
That's fine. We're about to find the reason start.
Separate.
That's it, so. Now let's start.
Yeah.
Let's start with Patterson. I'm gonna do this. Yeah. And you will have, he had to do a supplemental for the last week before he combined. So you'll have to,
only one.
you'll have, and it wouldn't let him read the supplemental into that, so you're gonna have to add
That and that.
that. and that.
Okay.
Well,
Over there.
yes,
Hey,
please.
Reach.
I was like, where did they go? It's gonna be downstairs.
Surprised you don't have one set. Every room.
I should.
Which one is all looking for?
Well, if we were looking for those are really cute now. They're actually popular and in vogue, so we're excited about them. All right, so 01 Patterson. Election date date should say 701. Early voting 225. Absentee total is 23. Provisional 0. Everything right? Oh, they're gonna be on here on his report. That's not gonna show that. She just wanna make a little pile of it. Zero to total, 793 for election day, 235 EV, 16 for absentee. I'm sorry, 15 absentee, 1 provisional. Making me do math is not a good thing. This one is a 3. We're at 035, Boone 5.
547 and 547.
Okay, so election day should be 547, early voting 315, absentee 16, provisional 0.
Right.
03C, Central Boone.
567, 567.
Election day 567, early voting 268, absentee 36, provisional 1.
Yes.
Zero three N,
501, 501.
for election day 501, early voting 269, absentees 23, 2 provisional.
Yes.
Three N2, North Boone 2,
327, 327.
Election day 3/27, early voting 72, absentees 5, 0 provisions.
Yes.
O3 SE,
5:45, 5:45.
election day 5/45, early voting 2:37, absentees 27, and 3 provisions.
Yes.
O3 SM,
563.
Is this the one that they just want? Does have a 0 case in front of it. O3 SM, that was a problem.
Yes.
On the page, so that's. So,
Five,
03 SM, election day 563, early voting 251, absentee 9, provisional 4.
Yes.
Yeah. No. I think that was the precinct that they put everything in the envelope at the end of the month. These are the O3W. West Bend.
578, 578.
Election day 578, early voting 275, absentee 18, 1 provisional.
Yes.
04.
I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, yeah, no problem.
752, 752.
Election day 752, early voting 285, 20 absentee, 2 provisional.
Yes.
Precinct 05.
Inactive. Yeah. All right, these are finished.
563, 563.
Election day 563, early voting 165, 8 absentee, 2 provisional.
Yes.
Yep,
So be precinct 063.
Oh, okay.
230.
I saw that. I saw that.
Election day 230, early voting 130, 7 absentee, 0 provisional.
And I saw the name.
Precinct is 064.
They probably could take. Get out of there. You know. It is.
Seven hundred.
Election day is 700, early voting 453, 28 absentees, 0 provisional.
Yes.
Next precinct is 06E.
Three 315.
Election day 315, early voting 147, and absentee 13, 1 provisional.
Yes.
Next precinct will be 06N.
One 169.
Election day 169, 132 early voting, 6 absentees, 0 provisional.
Yes.
Next precinct 06S.
Four 430.
Election day 430, early voting 286, absentee 14, provisional 1.
Yes.
Next precinct will be 06W.
One 107.
Election day 107, early voting 58, 3 absentees, 0 provisionals.
Yes.
Next precinct 07.
Six two nine.
Election day 629, early voting 321, 7 absentees, 3 provisionals.
Yes.
Next precinct 08N.
Five 559.
Election day 559, 157 early voting, 18, bless you, absentee, 2 provisional.
Yes.
Not yet. 08S.
Two seven eight.
Election day 278, early voting 109, 9 absentees, 2 provisional.
Yes.
Next precinct 09N.
zero.
Election date 430-173 early voting, 11 absentee, 1 provisional.
Yes.
Next precinct 09S.
Sorry. 762.
Election day 762, early voting 335, absentee 17, 0 provisional.
Yes.
Next precinct 103, Neville 3.
Five two one.
Election date 521, early voting 357, 14 absentee, 0 provisional.
Yes.
104 is your next precinct.
Two six zero.
Election day 260, 188 early voting, 10 absentee, 1 provisional.
Yeah.
Next precinct 10M.
Five eight one.
Election day 581, early voting 329, 11 absentee, 2 provisional.
Yeah.
Next precinct 10S1.
Seven five three.
Election day 753, early voting 551, absentee 22, provisional 1.
Yes.
Next precinct 11.
Four seven zero.
Election day 470, early voting 268, 13 absentee, 2 provisional.
Yes.
Next precinct 124, Burlington 4.
Three five zero.
Election day 350, early voting 104, 3 absentee, 1 provisional.
Yes.
Next precinct is 125. I like it when they fold it like this.
Three seven nine.
Election day 379, early voting 117, 10 absentee, 2 provisional.
Yes.
Next precinct is 126. They did it on themselves.
Four eight two.
Election day 482, 172 early voting, 6 absentee, 1 provisional.
Yes.
Next precinct is 127.
333,
Election day 333, early voting 238, 9 absentee, 1 provisional.
Yes.
Next precinct is 128.
166.
Election day 166, early voting 49, absentee 8, 2 provisional.
Yes.
Next precinct is 129.
Three, four, four.
Election day 344, early voting 163, 4 absentee, 3 provisional.
Yes.
Next precinct is 1210, Burlington 10.
Two, eight, two.
Election day 282, early voting 65, 0 absentees, 0 provisionals.
Yes.
Next precinct is 12E.
One, two, six.
Election day 126, early voting 7-1, 0 absentees, 1 provisional.
Yes.
Next precinct is 12N.
Two, three, five.
Election day 235, early voting 159, 2 absentees, 0 provisionals.
Yes.
Next precinct is 12S. You can read it if you like.
107.
Election day 107, 17 early voting, 2 absentees, 0 provisionals.
Yes.
Next precinct is 12W.
Four, zero, five.
Election day 405, early voting 135, 7 absentees, 0 provisionals.
Yes.
Last precinct 13.
Four, three, eight.
Election day 438, early voting 196, 13 absentees, 0 provisionals.
Yes.
Okay.
Look at you, my policy.
Thank you. Judson,
Yeah.
do you have papers for them to, you want to finalize and print the papers?
Yes, indeed.
While he's doing that, would y'all like to discuss the,
Item for board decision.
yes. Okay. I gave y'all some turnouts for prior second primaries. We haven't had one since 14. Did I? No, I did not hear
Yeah,
them.
I was looking
Yeah,
for a
that was-
copy. I don't think so, Dawn.
Here we go. And what was on the contest that were on the ballot at, during these elections, the second primaries.
Right.
And over on the right-hand side, we held all the second primaries in the Board of Elections office at our South Maple Street location. They were open 8 to 5. These were both held in July, so we were short one day because the 4th of July fell. And the county was closed to celebrate that. And then the last Saturday at that time was 8 to 1. I did contact the state yesterday just to verify. because it is a even number year, if we hold early voting outside of our office, the hours do have, we do have to have hours till 7:30 PM. If we hold it strictly in our office, and we have it set up downstairs for y'all to look at, if y'all would like to look at it, we can use office hours 8 to 5, and of course, the last Saturday would be 8 to 3. If y'all vote to, it would either be closed at 5 o'clock, or we'd have to stay open until 7:30. There's no in between. You couldn't say, well, you close at 6. I asked them that as well. So, just for y'all to consider, the hours that y'all would like for us to be open for the second primary.
How do you do, so if it's 8 to 5 during your regular business hours, do you still have outside judges come in? Or
No,
do you do
we
it with staff?
do it ourselves. And so they do not have to be, we do not have to be appointed like that y'all had to appoint the judges in March for early voting sites.
Right.
As long as it's in our office and our staff works it, we do not have. Now y'all we'll have to appoint 3 of us to represent, to serve as judges in case there's a photo ID.
Right.
That we need to
So,
verify that photo ID is not a reasonable resemblance.
so the biggest turnout we've ever had prior to this was a little over 3,000 for a second primary. Is that correct?
Where's our papers? Judson, did you print the total? I'm sorry.
It's on.
It's
that
on the sheet.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you meant this primary.
No, I'm in the past.
Yeah,
The
early
2014.
voting. That's those are that's the total turnout in those past elections for a second primary.
And what is the position that's going to be on the second primary?
It will be currently. It will be the Republican. It's just Republican Party only. The lieutenant governor and possibly the North Carolina
Auditor.
auditor. Yes, I believe that's what they say.
And both Republicans?
Both Republicans. Yes, sir.
So what we're talking about is the difference between having it here and having it. Yeah,
We really,
we've
I
always
think
had it in the past at
right
the Board
in
of
the
Elections.
exactly.
For a
We've
second
always
primary.
had the second primary in our office.
So I guess what's under consideration is the having it here for those, and it sounds like the hours would probably be 8 to 5 Monday through Friday and 8 to 3 on Saturday.
That's
that
right.
correct?
That's correct.
Do I hear a motion to approve having the second primary in this office from held during those dates? Are the dates determined?
They are. The dates will be. Get my calendar here. It will begin on April the 25, I believe. Let's see. April the 25th, and will end on May the 11th.
Yeah. Okay. So do I hear a motion to hold the second primary for those dates, April 25th through May 11th, here in the Board of Elections office, with the hours being 8 to 5, Monday through Friday, and Saturday, 8 to 3. It's the last Saturday, correct? Last Saturday.
And is that 8 to 3 determined by the North Carolina Board of Elections?
That's
Yes.
correct. It is.
Do I hear?
Yeah,
a-
all voters in line at 3 would be,
Yeah.
would be allowed to vote.
Do we have a second? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. And let's see. He's going to print off the papers
That we need to sign.
that you need to sign. That's correct. And one other item, if you would like to move.
Sure.
To
What other business do you have?
the training in August with the, is going to be held in Greensboro.
4 through 6.
Yeah, the 4th through the 6th. And I'm going to read, here's the requirements for attendance. Directors are required to attend. Board members who have not attended 2 conferences within 2 years of their initial appointment are required to attend. And then the other staff. So as far as y'all's requirements, if, since your initial appointment, if you had not attended 2 conferences, you're required to attend. But again, if you have attended 2, you're more than welcome to attend, additional conferences. I'm just stating that is the requirements.
And those dates again are?
August 4th through the 6th.
And it's in Greensboro at the Corey Center. So if you, I can get y'all registered. It is $50 cheaper if we register before the 31st of March. And also there's limited rooms. I can get you rooms where you don't have to travel back, but that's totally up to, that's your choice. I mean,
I know I plan to attend.
Okay.
And I'd like to
Myself, I'm
stay.
required to, so I have to.
Okay.
Might have to.
He's a newbie. He's a newbie.
Yes.
You're old time.
I'll let you know. On Monday.
Yes.
Okay, you let me know on Monday, but I will go ahead and get y'all fully registered. And would y'all like to, who would like to stay and who would like to travel? No,
I
you
would
know,
like to stay.
you would like to stay? No, you'll travel back and forth. And,
I'll let you know about travel.
okay, we can do that later. I just,
Yeah.
so,
Some of the earlies.
yes, okay.
Okay.
And here is
So we
the
need to make some.
abstract of votes for y'all signature. That's the.
You don't need to initial that.
Okay.
So any other business before us today?
The next meeting is going to be April 9th at 2:00.
That's correct,
Yeah.
2:00.
May I ask you to introduce yourselves? I apologize for not being able to meet all of you when you came in, but I was just curious as to who's in the room. I know Ms. Berry,
Homer Ashby.
okay? And
Kevin
there's
Harrison.
Gary Jackson.
Gary Jackson.
And your information should be ready Monday, she told me.
Thank you very much. And thank y'all for your service. I know this is you're being very, very diligent, and I appreciate that.
So anything else I mean, do we?
You just need to sign
I
the
thought there might be-
supplemental.
I thought there
oaths.
was a little
Yes,
bit something.
just you.
And you just need.
Now,
to
the
see-
next meeting
Yes, ma'am.
is a business meeting / absentee. It's the first absentee meeting. But, so you'll have it, whether we have absentees or
Yes.
not.
And I will not be here that day. If
Okay.
you need me, I can
Okay.
call in.
Perfect.
Okay.
Thank you.
With that, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you all for your good work.
One of these, one of these,
Well,